everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode of Topic
Thunder.
Here from the Top 10 Show. I'm John Roca.
And I am Matt Nost. We do this show for our patrons over at patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10. There's an email address over there. They send in topics, questions, ideas they'd like us to talk about. We don't know what they are beforehand. We just answer the emails as they come in.
Yeah. All right. I think you start us off, Matt. What we got?
All right. This one comes from Michael Orakar.
Okay.
Guessing that's how you pronounce it. Says, hi, Matt and John. The NFL has really gone all in with international games this year, and with one game in Mexico, one in Germany, and 3 games in London, which is great for us European fans. That got me thinking about your top 10 show that you did in London, which was excellent. I really enjoyed watching you guys live and talk to you over a drink afterwards. I would, of course, love to be able to see another show with you if you decide to go back. So let's say that you would, parenthetically, in a let's please Michael scenario, and do a show in London this fall and combine that with going to an NFL game with us fans.
Ooh.
Which game would you choose and why?
Good questions.
Here are the games played in London in 2022. The Vikings versus the Saints, the Giants versus the Packers, or the Broncos versus the Jaguars.
Jesus.
And he says, thank you for all the entertainment you provide each week. And I would also like to give a big thanks to Steve Morris and Andy Merriweather, even if they're not on Topic Thunder. Take care, Michael.
Thank you, Mike. I guess I would default to Broncos Jaguars. Because I got a feeling getting rid of Urban Meyer, this team is going to be a little bit better this year. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to make some strides forward as a quarterback. And I want to see what Russell can do with this Denver team. So I would love – so that's the one I would default to. I don't know who the quarterback is for the Giants, but Daniel Jones ain't it. And seeing them take on Aaron Rodgers, who has not become my favorite person. So I have no interest in that. I don't want to see Kirk Cousins versus Jameis Winston. No thanks. So, so Broncos Jaguars is my default pick. Absolutely.
Well, Michael, if you're saying which game would we pay money to go see, it sucks that these are the 3 to choose from for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, hopefully the tickets aren't crazy expensive, but considering there's only 3 NFL games in London this year, I'm guessing they will be.
Probably, yeah.
Because they're expensive here.
Yeah.
I just figured limited supply, even though there's a smaller fan base still, and even more limited supply. I mean, technically, Rodgers is the biggest star.
Right.
But that team around him, I don't know what the hell they're going to be, especially on offense.
Yeah.
And I mean, on some level, the Vikings and the Saints are the most complete teams that are squaring off.
How can you say that, though?
Well, the Giants, as you brought up, Jones is not the quarterback of the future, but he's probably going to be playing this year. Who knows if you're going to get Saquon because he's so injury prone.
Yeah.
The Packers, I don't have the slightest clue what their offense is going to look like.
Yeah, with no receivers. Right.
Yeah, the Broncos, sure, on that side, they have a greater sense of identity. But the Jaguars, I don't think they have a fucking clue who they are.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
For 2 teams that are just like, at least they have some semblance of an identity.
Right.
They're at least closer to that. Yeah, I don't know. If you're just going for star power, then the Packers game has the biggest star.
Right.
After that, it'd be the Broncos, and then it'd be the Vikings. Technically, I guess.
Yeah.
On the third one. But, I don't think there's a standalone game amongst the 3.
Yeah, if I were you, Michael, I would take a trip to Germany and see the Germany game.
Which game? I'm literally looking that up now.
It's Seattle Seahawks versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, way better.
Way better. In the Alliance Arena, home of Bayern Munich. So you get to see one of the storied stadiums in Europe, Alliance Arena, and then the home of one of the storied clubs there in Bayern Munich, and then get to see this game. You get to see Tom Brady. And whoever the quarterback is for the Seattle Seahawks, which right now I think is
It's irrelevant.
yeah.
It is. But at least like Tampa Bay should come out, put a bunch of points up early,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
you'll get to see their offense
Yeah,
just out there humming.
exactly.
Yeah, it's just of those other 6 teams. I mean, offensively, if you just want to see a bunch of points scored, that Minnesota game has the best chance, just because
That's fair. That's
that offense knows precisely what they are, even with Cousins. But you still have 2 elite receivers plus an elite running back.
Jameis loves to throw that ball. So on the other side, so you're right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Whereas the
Yeah.
Giants, like if Rodgers doesn't have any receivers, then he's going to be relying on Jones out of the backfield, and that's precisely who the Giants are going to be relying on
Right.
is Barkley. So it's going to be a ground and pound game. There's a good chance of that.
Yeah, they've got Geno Smith, Drew Lock, and Jacob Eason.
Yeah, I think Drew Lock is the tentative
Former
starter. Yeah, I don't that sucks is what that does.
Because Geno's got some DUI stuff he's got to figure out first. I'm looking to see if Jacob Eason is related to Tony Eason. Eason was born to Tony and Christine Eason. His father played college. Oh, but he's not the Tony Eason from the Patriots who went to the Super Bowl against your Bears in 1985. So it did. Wow. So he's the son of someone named Tony Eason, but not that Tony Eason. Wow. Made it to the NFL. Yeah, no, this kid played for Washington. No way is this kid your future in any way, shape, or form. It makes it even crazier that Baker Mayfield can't get on this roster. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy to me. I think they're immediately a playoff team with Baker Mayfield on the roster because of Pete Carroll as a coach. And
yeah, but that NFC West is strong as shit.
that's true. The 49ers and the Rams.
Yeah, so they would still be. So why invest in Baker if you know, and the Cardinals.
And the Cardinals, right, with Kyler.
Yeah, you got 3 teams that are going to be a problem for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see. And then.
But you want to see Brady live. You want to see Brady live. That's what I'd say. Michael, go to Germany. Go see Brady live. I mean, Rodgers, go see Brady, man. That's who you want to see live. It's like seeing Jordan.
Well, Rodgers is a Hall of Famer.
Rodgers won 1 fucking Super Bowl.
Doesn't matter. He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Peyton has more Super Bowls than he does.
Yeah, he does.
Eli has more Super Bowls than he does.
But that just shows you how difficult it is. If you subtract Brady, before there was a Brady, getting 1 Super Bowl was a hell of an achievement. 2 was fantastic. 3 was Pantheon.
Yeah. I think who's Terry Bradshaw and Brady. Are those the only 2 that have played
in that many Super
Bowls?
More than everybody else? Otherwise you'd say Montana, but
he only went into 3.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
That just shows you how rarefied that area is, because you got to get a bunch of stuff to break your teams away.
To win, I guess on the other side, Elway's been there 6 times, right? Because he won twice. Was there 4 times before losing? Kelly was there 4 times, right?
Yeah.
So most Super Bowl appearances by a QB, 10 Tom Brady. God damn, dude. God damn. 5 by Elway. So I guess I thought he won a second one, didn't he?
Yeah, he won 2. He won the back-to-back in Denver and then retired.
Yeah. Didn't he lose 3 of them? Or 4 of them? I thought he lost 4 of them. Maybe he only lost 3 of them. I don't know. That's weird. Manning behind him with 4, Kelly with 4, Frank Reich with 4. I don't think that should count at all as a backup. Joe Montana with 4, Bradshaw with 4, Staubach with 4, Earl Morrall with 4, Roethlisberger with 3, which is kind of a crime. Those Steeler teams under him were really fucking good. They just couldn't get past those Patriots. Aikman with 3, Mahomes with only, and Greasy and Tarkenton with 3. I thought Tarkenton. This is wrong. This has to be wrong because I thought Elway went like 6 times. No, Elway 2 and 3. Fascinating. Okay. Bradshaw, Montana, and Aikman are the only ones over 2 Super Bowl wins who are undefeated in their Super Bowls. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Plunkett and Manning are undefeated as well as at 2-0. Jim Plunkett. I don't even think of Jim Plunkett as a Super Bowl quarterback.
No. And I mean, Manning, he's gonna make the Hall. He's not a Hall of Fame quarterback.
I don't think he should make the Hall.
He will.
I know it sucks.
He's in the country's largest market, and he overcame the hated Patriots
twice. Yeah, I mean that's
once. Yeah. They were on their way to a perfect season. It looked like the all-time juggernaut of juggernauts, and they beat him. It's like, you're going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
you are.
I rewatched that episode the other day, NFL Playbook, the half-an-hour episode they do showcasing that the Super Bowls, and I watched the one on that one. Man, it's hard to believe how much of a monumental task.
Yeah,
nobody expected that Giants team to win Super Bowl, let alone win. You know,
they were the plucky. Look at these guys. Good for you. You made it to the Super Bowl. Sucks. You know what? Like, there's no shame. Hopefully you keep this close.
Yeah. Look, you got here. That's what you should hang your hat on.
Really impressive. Congratulations.
Good job, guys.
Yeah. And then to win the game, I mean, it's just unfathomable. The Patriots were so good.
I forgot Junior Seau was on that team. He's essentially the Karl Malone to the Lakers in that situation.
It was seeing Randy Moss on a team that finally understood how good Randy Moss was.
Right. Good point.
Yeah. Because before that, like, he had quarterbacks that kind of understood.
Yeah.
Just it was all lining up for them to be the best team of all time. It still probably chaps their ass.
There's no way it doesn't. There's no way Brady doesn't still have moments where he just blurts out something out of anger because of some play or something. I mean, because there's no way you can watch that helmet catch and be like okay with it if you're a Patriots fan.
David Tyree was out of the league within a season after that.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Just shows you how fluky it was. And not to say that the guy's not an amazing athlete, but he could not.
Yeah.
Of the 100 and something wide receiver jobs.
Yeah.
After playing that well in the Super Bowl, couldn't maintain a position in the league.
Not even a backup, dude.
Yeah.
Not even off the bench, he couldn't maintain a position.
That's how cutthroat the NFL is, though.
Yeah, man. It's rough. And watching that play again, too, is so funny because so many Patriots fans are like, there's so much holding on that play. Brr, brr, brr. But when you watch it, there really isn't. It's good blocking. It's really good blocking.
It's also the championship.
Exactly. And they had 3 attempts to grab him and his jersey, and they had hands on Eli, and Eli was able to elude them. So there should be no fucking crying from Patriots fans about that play, for God's sakes, because you blew it. You guys fucking blew it. And it's a shame both Moss and Seau never got that ring, man. So, and of course, what happened with him was such a shame with Junior Seau. So,
yeah.
All right, should we move on?
Yeah, thank you, Michael, and let us know which game you go to.
Yeah, please let us know, because we're not going anywhere with COVID still kind of going on. Fashion faux pas. This is from Deepak Mawar. It says, "Hey gang, hope you guys are well. We've all been there. There was not one time we thought, yeah, I'll wear that V-neck T-shirt that goes way past the nipples, even though it's utterly obscene. I want to put it on the record. I have not done this. So my question to you guys is there a fashion trend that you were into that you now think about / look back at and squeal a little bit inside? Or if you avoided such pitfalls, is there a fashion trend you remember and thought, my God, what is going on there? Wishing you both the very best and keep up the amazing content. My best, Deepak." Matt, I turn it to you.
So many. Fashion where you see like that I didn't do the second part of his question where you saw it and you thought in the time, like, why is this a thing? The insanely baggy jeans.
Oh yeah.
Where you have like 2 feet of room on either side of your leg.
Yeah.
And in a niche way, it's come back a little bit. It's so weird to watch a bunch of 90s trends over the past 3 years float back in and be like, guys, I lived it and I didn't really care for a lot of this at the time. I'm telling you, it's not a good look. You're not going to look back on this fondly.
Yeah.
Or the people that with like the frosted tips
Oof.
on their hair. Yeah, that was a bad one.
Yeah.
I remember for 2 days in 8th grade, I slicked my hair back like Pat Riley. Did it for 2 days and then was like, this is not me. And I moved on. I'm trying to think. What do you got? It'll give me a second to think.
Yeah, I mean, the oversized suits, I think that in the 90s as well, that was kind of the urban trend to wear kind of the oversized suits with the pleat pants. I think the pleats are a thing too, that where I would never wear pleats now.
No.
And seeing back then that I did wear pleats, because I still have pictures of me from back then. It is a bit fucking weird and unsettling. It's a trend that I watched happen that yeah, kind of to an extent, the hammer pants. Like I saw people with hammer pants, and I just didn't understand that at all. Walking around, and women too, like with those, whatever those things were in the 80s with the big billowy areas in the thighs. Like that was so weird. I never understood that trend at all, because your butt looks so dumpy in that fucking clothes. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh yeah.
To wear that shit, male or female, your butt looks so dumpy. So it just doesn't make any sense to wear that shit. I liked shoulder pads. I didn't have an issue with that with women wearing shoulder pads. Anything that we didn't have a lot of money. I grew up poor, so I couldn't buy parachute pants. Even knockoff parachute pants I couldn't wear when I was growing up. But is there a trend? No, I love the Jordans. I didn't have an issue with Jordans. I mean, I'm not the most fashionable guy, Matt, so I don't know if there was much fashion that I would. Oh, like the multicolored, like what do you call that? Like Jackson Pollock type jackets and pants. I never understood that. Always hated that look in the 90s. I was not a fan of that at all. So that's a kind of fashion trend that I was.
What type of material?
I don't even know. It just looked like paint was thrown on top of leather jackets or the pants, jeans and stuff like that. Just never was my jam, dude. I didn't like it at all.
I'd say that Paul Pierce looked ridiculous last night in his massive, oversized leather Celtics jacket.
Oh, I haven't even seen that. Oof.
He's sitting on the sideline.
Now I'm gonna look.
He's getting puffy. He's not fat yet, but he's getting puffy.
Like Charles Puffy, or like
nah, not quite there, but I mean, he always had the look of you're probably going to be fat when you're older.
Yeah, he's got one of those faces.
Yeah, he's just got one of those like you seem to be holding back like the Dutch boy with his finger in the dike, holding back the fat in this instance, in this metaphor. But those types of jackets from like the early 90s, I never understood. It was kind of like a hip hop trend.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was never for me, but I didn't aesthetically. I was like, I don't understand the point of this.
Oh my God, look at the size of that thing.
Oh, it's huge. It's so massive.
It's not covering what he thinks it's covering.
No, it makes it look worse.
Yeah, it does actually.
It does. Makes him look much heavier than he is.
The collar is even worse. Oh my God. Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I remember when a friend of mine started wearing overalls in high school because it was technically popular.
Yeah.
But nobody at my school was really doing it. So he was like, I'm going to be the guy that wears overalls. And he did it for, with like the one strap down.
Oh, yeah.
One strap on type of thing. And just looking at it going, dude, you look terrible.
Yeah, the Southern hillbilly serial killer look. Yeah, no, I don't understand why you would wear that.
I appreciate that you're trying to be you and unique. This isn't it, man. This is not it.
Did you roll up the cuffs at the bottom too, so you could see his fucking Timberlands or something?
I don't remember. No, he didn't do. He wasn't the Timberlands type of guy.
All right, fair enough.
Don't remember if he rolled. I mean, I rolled my pants for a short window of time because that was what you did.
I rolled them only because, like I said, we were poor, man. I had to buy what I could buy, and if they were longer than they needed to be, I just rolled them up, man. So I had to be able to walk.
Yeah, I had the fashion of for like I don't know, semester or maybe a full year was rolled pants, so I rolled them more often. I still remember how to do it. You roll it up like once or twice, so you get like a 1-inch lip, and then you fold that over itself, and then you roll it a couple more times, and then it holds it and locks it in place.
Absolutely.
Yes, I did that for a decent amount of time. I mean, now I don't think either of us is subject to those types of trends because it just you buy what you buy, you wear what you wear.
As long as I feel like I look comfortable in it and I'm okay with it. Yeah, exactly. I'm not trying to be fashionable out here. Yeah, I'm just trying to look okay. Yeah, no one's looking at me to kind of, I don't have an Instagram account that does that.
Yeah.
Pierce is getting roasted over this jacket. They're like, it's the middle of June. Why is he wearing a jacket this big indoors?
Just ridiculous. The clip from that last night is he goes to high five. A guy turns around, he's high fiving people,
Yeah.
and Pierce is sitting there, and he puts his hand up to be high five, and the guy turns around because he didn't see him, and Pierce just sits there for about 2 seconds with his hand up, and some other random dude jumps up and slaps his hand.
Probably one of his handlers.
Yeah, could have been
Can't leave
somebody in his
hanging.
bossy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that jacket, seeing it last night, it's like, Paul, what are we doing?
Oh, I just saw that. There it is. Yeah, the dude gets up from the side and slaps. Paul.
Yeah, off camera. You don't know.
I can't.
Looks like he's in the row in front of him. Can't tell though.
He's on the side. I can't be looking. I can't have you being embarrassed, boss. Oh my.
Yeah, that could be the manager of his weed warehouse here in L.A. He's just there on a business trip to expand potential opportunities.
I don't know how to feel about him, man, because I don't see him as a Celtic great, even though I know he's a Celtic great. I just don't see him in the same breath as Larry or Robert Parrish or even Reggie Lewis, like those guys, or even Antoine Walker a little bit. I would put in my mind a little bit above Paul. I know Paul won games and all that, but then came back from a stabbing. Like, I get it, but I just don't see him in the same kind of vein as those legends of the Celtics,
I'll take it a step further. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, even though I know he's a Hall of Famer.
Wow, that is strong.
At no point did I ever watch Paul Pierce and go, that dude is legit. Just like it always, I don't know.
Yeah.
Every shot was like, yeah, it went in, but it felt like a wing and a prayer, man. Even though you shot it well and by the numbers and everything else, you're a Hall of Famer. But I always felt bad for the kids. They're like, Paul Pierce is my favorite player. And you're like, it sucks growing up in Boston right now. Yeah, the truth lies is what I'm saying.
Oof, man, bringing out the.
It's fine. But then watching him go, like, any talking head situation where he's like, such and such isn't a top 3 player or top 5 player or whatever, and be like, who the fuck are you?
When he goes after LeBron, it's beyond comical, man. It's beyond comical.
Oh yeah, no, it's at this point it's just pure hatred.
Yeah, pure hatred and jealousy, man.
Yeah, his opinion about LeBron is utterly meaningless.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not based in truth. It's just irrational hatred.
Yeah. It's worse than Bayless. It doesn't make any sense. Although I will say the other day, I saw what's his face get his butt. Stephen A. get his ass handed to him by JJ Redick and
CJ McCollum.
CJ McCollum, yeah. I mean, bringing in McCollum was a fucking stroke of genius. Like, initially, I was like, why? He's not even he's never been to a finals. Why are you bringing him in? But no, man, he is a current superstar or current star, at least you would say.
Yeah,
and he can shut down this business. And I was watching Le Batard talk about this. I think it's brilliant. Le Batard, and this should scare every person who wants to get into sports who's never played. Le Batard said this is a trend that's going to continue. These
100%.
athletes want to own the talk space now because they're the ones who did it. They know better than anybody else what it's like. Now, I don't 100% agree with that because people on the outside do have a different perspective, and that's necessary. But the fact that we're going to see more of these athletes, I think that's actually a smart move because that's what the fans want. They want that insider knowledge of what it's like to be in the game, what it's like to be in these situations, to be in the locker rooms, training camps, whatever. So it's smart. I like it.
Yeah. Well, it's just when you have Stephen A. on there and there's no way you watch enough games.
Yeah, no.
Because you're bouncing around and you have an opinion on every single sport. It's like you don't have the time.
Yeah.
There are not enough hours in the day for you to be able to watch all these sports and have an opinion about every single one. So to see someone call him on his bullshit, it's like, yeah, you're fucking full of it, man.
Yeah.
Do I think you watch some games? Yes. Is there a time in your life when you were a beat reporter in Philadelphia and you had your finger on the pulse of basketball? 100%, because that was your only fucking beat.
Right.
But those days are long since gone, and now you're just a guy up there to bloviate and to say outlandish things to get eyeballs and clicks.
Yeah, exactly.
A different job entirely.
100%, dude. You're 100% right. All right, I think we have time for one more, if it's a quick one. What do you say?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do it.
This one's
All
from Scott Collins. Says, "Hey, John and Matt,
Oh,
longtime
you're
listener."
just stealing it from me, huh?
Oh, sorry, Matt. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. You're right.
I don't
Go ahead,
care.
brother. Take it.
Fine.
Sorry.
So
about
you
that.
already started it.
We
Lead
were
us down
talking.
the path.
No.
Go.
You go, man. We were talking basketball. Go ahead. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. So it says, hey, John and Matt, longtime listener, and finally signed up for Patreon. Was listening to your child-led grown-up top 10 and totally agree with Bobby Fischer. What a great movie. I think we interpret the ending different. Matt said he got into trouble in the last match by losing his queen early. I think he did that on purpose.
Ooh.
The moment he lost his queen, he won the game. If you remember early in the movie, he lost his queen, got flustered, and gave up. This time, he pretended to get flustered, made his opponent play fast like the street game with overconfidence, and took him. The best part of the scene is when his opponent loses, he goes to his coach father and hugs him hard, crying. He probably thought he lost his dad's love the way he pushed him in the movie.
Ooh.
Scott Collins. Your thoughts?
Is that his dad? First of all, I think that's just his trainer, isn't it? The guy, the British dude or whatever, who was like going up against Ben Kingsley. Isn't he the trainer, not his dad? Or
I
am
don't remember.
Something else. Okay. Yeah, I think it does make sense that he gave up the queen. He could make sense he gave up the queen on purpose, played the flustered game to drag him in because he knew the kid was overconfident, and then smoked him. So that's certainly possible. But I think the better narrative story is he lost the queen early, and instead of getting flustered, he took control of himself, played it like he was getting flustered to kind of take advantage of it and control his own emotions, and use that to kind of trick the kid into playing a street style game and then beat him. So that's what I think makes more sense to me narratively in the story that they're telling. Because obviously I don't know what actually happened in the match. I haven't studied his games or anything. But that seems to make sense for me because it shows growth in the character, an arc in the character. Mm-hmm. And tricking the young kid almost has a malevolent vibe to it. So I don't the whole point of the movie was the kid didn't have that streak in him. He was determined to win, but he wasn't determined to win and embarrass at all costs. He wasn't trying to teach the kid a lesson. He was trying to win the game. And I think if he was trying to teach the kid a lesson, that'd be a different approach. So what do you think?
Yeah, I think those are both very valid interpretations of what's going on there.
Yeah. It's just been a bit since you've seen it. Is that what you're saying?
No. I think that I don't know that I see one is more correct than the other because I think you could view it in either. I do think I err on the side of your interpretation a little bit in the character hasn't really exhibited that type of behavior before.
Yeah.
Where it would set some, massive trap and just kind of lie in wait as the person fell for it. But that's good tactics.
It's true.
So he's kind of combining a little bit of what he learned from Ben Kingsley and what he learned from, is it Lawrence Fishburne?
Yes, Lawrence Fishburne and Ben Kingsley, yes.
And it's just kind of a nice combination. The joy from one side and the calculus from the other type of situation. But the idea that knowing that if he surrenders his queen, he can get the other person to play more reckless and foolhardy because they think they have such a tremendous upper hand.
Right.
Is entirely plausible. Just to, I could see that being an easy mental trap that a young player or a player in general would fall into.
Yeah.
Having played chess at the highest levels, like I have. So
that's right. Being a grandmaster.
Yeah.
That you are.
But I like it. I like his interpretation of it. I think it's a different take.
I dig it as well. I think it could be interesting to look at that final match through that prism for sure. So thanks, Scott. Appreciate the question. All right, Matt, let's get on out of here. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thanks to the questions from Michael Orikar, Deepak Mawar, and Scott Collins. Matt, what do we have to tell them?
Follow the show up on Twitter at Top 10 Show, all spelled out, and on YouTube and Instagram it is /the Top 10 Podcast with the number 10. And you can follow me anywhere at Matt Nost.
And you can follow me at The Roca Says. Y'all take care of yourselves. Be well. And I'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode of Topic
Thunder.